Once upon a time, I used to sleep like a rock. I guess my subconscious was a little more serene back then. It's 5 a.m. and I've been up for an hour tinkering on Reddit and waiting for the sun. I guess there's a big part of me that feels like we're at the end of an age and there's still so much to be done before the new world comes. Starting with the water bill. That should probably be paid very soon. Musicians do all kinds of things to pay the rent. Some of them sell dope, others wait tables. Me, I gamble. 0 data expiration options. High risk, high reward. I try to get in and out before anybody even knew I was there. Sure as shit doesn't do anything for the economy, and there's definitely a dark side in the thrill of it, but I like to think it's honest work. Gives me the freedom to make the music I want to make and say whatever the hell I want to say without having some knob job at a major label breathing down my neck all the time. And you can't put a price on that freedom. It might be the most valuable thing on earth. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I'm running for mayor. Mayor of goddamn Nashville, and I plan on winning this shit in a landslide. Pro-sanity, anti-bullshit, that's my slogan and I take it very seriously. I know the Tennessee Constitution better than a 13-year-old knows his right hand. It's not necessarily a job I want to do, but more something I feel compelled to do as an American and someone who understands just how quickly peace and freedom can evaporate from a society when it's left in the wrong hands. I don't think a lot of people truly understand what it means to live as a free man or woman, to be able to drive the open road and talk to complete strangers over the phone about life, to be able to hop on Facebook Marketplace and buy some used massage chair without some goddamn bureaucracy getting in the way of a good bargain. I'm a sucker for good bargains. Toasters, mini bikes, lumber, you name it. My nose is trained to smell wood pallets from up to 3.2 miles. I love stacking them up in the backyard and just staring at them, envisioning all the cool shit they could be with a little bit of ingenuity and effort. Building and creating things from nothing is one of the highest forms of meditation to me. Harnessing that power as a mini God man to manifest real creations from the most basic level of immaterial thought. Well, that's a pretty badass thing to me and a real duty of being a human. The way I see it, if you're not sweating a little bit and banging your head against the wall, you're not doing it right. Whether it be woodwork or music or romance, whatever the hell it is. Like Bukowski used to say, if you're gonna try, go all the way. Building the village is the ultimate for me right now. To have a place where people can come and get away from all the chaos and the madness of the world, and no politics and no gossip, no rules. Just like-minded humans coming together to tap back into the heart and untangle themselves a bit. And hear some badass music and hopefully have a lot of fun. There's no grand mantra or message. You can take away from it whatever you want, or nothing at all. It's not that serious. Or maybe it is, but that's up to you. The creek is where I spend my time with the Lord, or God, or Shiva, or whatever the hell you like to call it. There's something powerful and magical to me about the act of just submerging into water. I think on a subconscious level it takes us back to that experience of birth, to be in this dark, silent space and then emerge into the physical world of sound and sense, completely renewed and empty of all the bullshit we carry. I could spend my whole life down here. I love people and I really do want to meet them all, but there's definitely another part of me, a more selfish side that could never go out in the world again and just live alone as a little degenerate forest monk tree hugger. At the end of the day, I don't think that's what I'm here to do. I think I'm here to serve and try to help make other people's lives better as best I can. I've learned in time that, at least for me, that's the greatest antidepressant in the world. I think a lot of times when we get in a really dark place, part of the reason we're there is because we put so much emphasis on ourselves and our own trip, which is pretty silly, because if you just take 1 second to sit on the moon and look back at the whole entire Earth and see how small your life and your bullshit is and how many other people are going through the same shit, it just becomes pretty insignificant. All the pain and confusion, it just feels a little unnecessary. It reminds me of a story with this yogi and this guy that was in serious turmoil, and the guy was crying hysterically and the yogi was just looking at him, and the guy looked back and was wondering how he had no reaction. And the yogi said to him, "If you knew the true nature of your existence, you would roll on the ground in hysterical laughter." That always stuck with me. I truly believe we're moving into a very strange world at lightning speed. And I believe in a lot of ways what's coming for America and the world at large is biblical, as crazy as that shit sounds. We can barely pay the interest on our debt. Our currency's been printed to death. A lot of our farmers are spending more money to raise a cow than they can even make to sell the cow when it's fully grown. We've reached that pivotal point they call the fourth turning, and I think things are gonna get hard, like really hard. I set aside at least an hour a day to prep and get my metaphorical house in order, and I implore anyone who hears this message to do the same. People may think you're a nut for doing it, but I promise in time they will understand. Prepping is not about fear, it's about love for sustaining a decent life in an uncertain future. Now that we got all the serious stuff out of the way, it's time for the good shit, the music. I don't think I've ever been quite so inspired by music and writing as I have the last 2 years. Before I started working on the creek and trading to make money, I was in this room about 18 hours a day, and I loved every minute of it. I woke up every day and ran down those stairs like it was goddamn Christmas morning. Finally having my own studio and space to work in is a dream I've had since I was like 13. It makes me feel limitless. I made a lot of volume 2 on headphones in my apartment back in LA, and I think working like that so many years has given me the ultimate appreciation for where I am now. I take it as an omen that I'm doing something right, and in my heart of hearts I know that the best is yet to come. There's so much opportunity, and as much as I reason with myself that I should go to bed and try to get some sleep, I end up staying in here and working until I pass out. My girlfriend comes down in the middle of the night and wakes me up. She literally now has an internal clock that wakes her up to wake me up. I don't know that I've ever verbalized it to her, but I've always thought that that was a really strange and beautiful thing. I guess the most loving acts often appear in the most nuanced ways. Hey, that's a song. I better go capture that shit. Peace for now.